Okay, good morning. I hope you have a good day today. And today we're gonna correct homework that is about a present perfect tense. This homework has been done by one of my students, and I have it here in this right screen, and in the left screen we're gonna correct the sentences. And if that is the case, if there is no mistakes, if there are no mistakes, we are gonna copy the same and give a final grade to my student. So this worksheet, I took that from the internet. You can Google it. It is this worksheet, and all the credits are for the creators. I don't know what is the name of the page that created this worksheet, but I am surely going to find it and put the link below. So the worksheet, as I told you, is about present perfect, positives, negatives, and questions. It means that we're going to work with those three structures, and the first one, or the first exercise, and the only one, is write the sentences below in the present perfect tense, so we can transform. Let's take a look on the examples. They say, the first sentence, I saw a penguin. This sentence is in simple past, and to create a sentence in present perfect, we have to first notice if the sentence provided is in a positive, negative, or question form. In this case, I saw a penguin means positive sentence because we don't have an auxiliary verb that could be the negative word of this sentence. So if it is positive, if we take a look on the left side of our screen, we see here that the structure for a positive sentence in present perfect is subject plus have or has, depending on the subject, and the past participle of the verb, including at the end the complement, of course. The example says, I have tried sushi. So we have to write I plus have, because have is the auxiliary verb for the pronoun I, and the past participle of saw, that is seen, and the rest of the sentence that we copy like that, a penguin. Perfect. And that's how we transform from simple past to present perfect. Let's take a look on the second sentence, that in this case is a question. So let's read it. It says, did they eat breakfast? And if we want to transform this sentence or this question into a present perfect question, we have to first write the auxiliary verb, then the subject, then the verb in past participle, and at the end the complement with the corresponding question mark, as we can see in the left side. Okay, so in this case the example is already written. It says, have they eaten breakfast? Let's see that they is the personal pronoun used, so have should be the auxiliary verb that we have to use according to the rule, and eaten is the past participle form of eat. Excellent. And breakfast is the complement with the question mark. So now let's try to correct what my student has done. The third sentence says, Jennifer didn't finish her homework. My student has written the following: Jennifer has done or has do not finished her homework. What could be the mistake here? Is there any mistake? If the sentence provided is in negative and simple past form, we should make the equivalent or the same state or structure of the sentence. It means a negative sentence, but in present perfect tense. So we have to maybe do the following. Jennifer hasn't finished her homework. And we do not need this part after the auxiliary verb has. Just we have to erase it, and that would be everything. Let's write it here. Jennifer hasn't finished her homework. And that's it. We have to use has plus not because the sentence provided is negative, and we have to change it to present perfect. It means that we have to use another auxiliary verb instead of did, and in this case is has, because Jennifer is a third person pronoun. Okay, so Jennifer hasn't finished her homework. That would be the transformation of this sentence, and our student has to change this sentence into the correct way. Now let's take a look on the fourth. It says they met the president. Our student has written they have met the president. I think it says have or has. Well, it says have. I think it says have. So our student is correct. So let's write it down. They have met the president. And let's highlight this with a green color because it's correct. Our student did well. Now the fifth sentence says no we didn't. No we didn't is an answer, right? This answer should be transformed to present perfect answer. It means that we have to conserve the personal pronoun and change didn't to hasn't or haven't according to the personal pronoun. In this case, we should be with have, and in negative, have not or haven't. Our student has written the following: no, we didn't have, or no, we have done not. Okay, these two answers or these two transformations are not correct because here our student uses didn't and have, something that is not necessary. We should change didn't to haven't. And in the second one, no we have done not, as I told you, it is not necessary this word done. So let's change it. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. This would be the problem in our student's answer. No, we haven't. No, we haven't is the correct one. No, didn't. We just leave it like this. No, we haven't. Let's go to the sixth sentence. Did Roberto visit Vancouver? Okay, or this is a question, so we have to transform this, and our student has written the following: has he visited Vancouver? Has Roberto visited Vancouver? Excellent. Perfect. He changed in a correct way because he used has as an auxiliary verb in the first place, then the subject he, and then visit is transformed into its past form, that is visited, and as a regular verb it conserves the same form. Okay, it is correct. So and we can use he or Roberto. It is something that is valid, that is good. So very well done. So let's write this down. Has Roberto visited Vancouver? And that's good. So as it is a good answer, we highlight this with a green color. Let's take a look on the seventh example. Yes, he did. So let's go faster. And our student has written, yes, he done. No, it is not correct. What would be the correct answer? If you know it, write it down in the comments below. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. We changed did to has because we have he as the personal pronoun. Now let's go to the 8th example. It says Mrs. Smith didn't read the book. Our student has written Mrs. Smith has done not read the book. Here there is only one word that is not necessary, and it is done. So if we erase this, we will have the correct answer. The correct answer. So let's write this down. Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, I'm sorry, hasn't or has not read the book. And that's it. We have it corrected. So the problem is just here. We have to write the verb in past participle right after the auxiliary verb, and that's it. That's it. Now the 9. It says he was a teacher. He has been a teacher. Yes, he has been a teacher, and he was a teacher. Excellent. That's correct. He has been a teacher. So let's highlight this in a green color because it is good. It's a good answer. It is very well used. The verb to be, that is in simple past, here was, has been changed to been. That's correct. And of course we have to add the auxiliary verb, that is has for this case. Now the 10th sentence, or in this case question, it says were you in jail? Were you in jail? And our student has written the following: have been you in jail? What is the mistake here? That we have to write the subject after the auxiliary verb. In this case, you goes after have, not after been. That's the correct. So have you been in jail? That would be the correct one. So the mistake is right here in the order of the subject and the main verb. Okay? Now the 11. It says I didn't clean my room, and our student has written the following: I haven't or I have not done clean my room. Again, the mistake is this word done, because it is not necessary to use that. We just need the verb in past participle form. So it could be I haven't cleaned my room, and that's it. I haven't cleaned my room. Again, we should try to conserve this structure. The auxiliary verb, if it is negative, of course we put it in negative form. I haven't cleaned my room. Now the word done. It is not correct. Now let's go to the 12th one. No, they weren't. Again, is an answer, okay? Our student has written, no, they haven't not been. This answer, no, they have not been. Been is not necessary. You can just write, no, they haven't. because it's the same. It's the same thing, but in present perfect. Been is not necessary. Okay? No, they haven't. We just have to change this. Okay? From the simple past, or here, that could be a past continuous, for example. This is an answer, so we don't know what is the verb, because this is a short answer. And then we don't know what was the main verb. It was surely something in a continuous way, in a continuous form, so we don't know it. In that case, we should only change it with no, they haven't. No, they weren't, or no, they haven't. Although, if it is continuous, we can make an addition with the word been. Because if it was, for example, in a continuous way in simple past, and we have the following sentence, for example, they were, I don't know, they were walking on the street. They were walking on the street. This is a simple, or no, this is a past continuous sentence. And if we change it to present perfect, it would be they have been walking on the street. And that would be a present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous sentence. We have to keep the continuous form. Okay? That could be the origin of that answer, because if we change it to question, the first would be, were they walking on the street? Were they walking on the street? No, they weren't. And if we change the present perfect continuous sentence into question form, would be, have they been walking on the street? And the answer, no, they haven't been, or no, they haven't. Could be no, they haven't. In this case, if it is a short answer, we just use the auxiliary verb in negative in this case, and that's it. That would be all. I hope you have understood this. I'm sorry. So the 13th was she sick? Had she been sick? So let's continue with the correction of this homework. We were in the sentence, or in this case question 13th. So was she sick? Our student has said the following answer: has she been sick? And that's correct. Has she been sick? Is correct, but the other, has her been sick, it is not good, because her means like a reflexive, okay, or a possessive. We can use her like a possessive, and the correct personal pronoun for a question is she. So let's write this down. Has she been sick? And that's it. That's correct. Now with the 14th. The 14th is, did he swim in the ocean? Did he swim in the ocean? And the answer that our student has written here is, has he swum in the ocean? Yes, that's correct. He changed that sentence in the correct way. Has he swum in the ocean? That's correct. The verb is correct, the structure is correct. That's it. The 15th, it says they didn't arrive. So the answer would be, they have not arrived, not don't arrive, because done is not necessary here. Done, I think he was confused. And the 15th is they didn't arrive. Our student has written they have not done arrive. So what is the mistake here? That the word done is not necessary. It is because maybe the confusion is because done is the past participle of did. But let's remember, they didn't arrive means a sentence in a negative form in the simple past tense. And didn't works like an auxiliary verb, and it is not the main verb or the action itself. So if we change it to present perfect, we should consider arrive as the main verb and not didn't. It is a common mistake, but we can correct it. So let's correct it. It would be, they haven't arrived, and that would be all. Let's highlight in red the word that had the problem. Okay, now the 16th question, they have been they. What could be the transformation? Let's see that we have here the WH question where, and we should keep it because it is the reason of the question. Where? It asks us about a place, so we should keep it. Now, where, then we use the auxiliary verb have. Where have they, and the main verb that is been. Where have they been? Because where here is the main verb, so we change to been. We change it to been. The 17 is, we lived here for a year, and our student wrote the following: we have lived here for a year. That's correct. That's correct. I hope by this point, you have understood everything. Lived here for a year. And this sentence is correct. We have lived here for a year. So now let's correct the 18th question, yes, and it says, what did he do? The answer that our student has written here is, has done he do? What do you think? Is this correct or not? I think it is not, because the WH question should be kept. It means that we should conserve, that we should use it in our transformation. And then, what has he done? Here in this question, we should change did to has. We have to change the auxiliary verb. We have to keep the same personal pronoun, and do has to be changed to done, because done is the past participle form of this verb. Then we highlight this with red because all the sentence needed a correction. Now let's go to the 19th. It says, it didn't rain for a long time, and our student wrote, it hasn't rained for a long time, and it is correct. It hasn't rained for a long time. It hasn't rained for a long time. It is correct, totally correct, because the rules are very well applied and we have the correct auxiliary verb and the correct way to write rain in the past participle form. Okay, now the last one. It says who finished the homework, and it says have they finished the homework. It is correct as it is if it was only the question in a present perfect form. It is correct, but here we have the word who, so we have to include this WH question, right? It says who has finished the homework. And why do we use, or why do I use has? Because who means only one. Who has finished the homework? Only one person, right? I am asking about a person, because here this word, this question means or asks for the information of a person. Who has finished the homework? And I need only one, or it could be more, but in the answer that would be the change in the answer. So here this is the problem here in this first section. So that's it. We have only 20 sentences to change to present perfect tense, and I hope you have enjoyed this video and you could have understood all your doubts and questions about this tense. If you have more doubts about this tense, you can ask me or write in the comments below, or if you have any suggestion, just write it down. You are free to do it, and see you in the next video. Bye.